Hey guys, it's Ted Bogert. Welcome back to the Ted Show. Excited to have my dear friend. He's an amazing human being, the one and only Russ Gibson, back on the show today. We're going to talk about Russ for sheriff, talk about his journey to running again, which is such a cool thing, and I'm dying to know your why there. But he's an all-around amazing human being. Welcome back, my friend. How you doing?
Good, Ted. Thank you for having me on the show, and it's just an honor to be with you today.
Well, I love it. I love the first show. I've loved every show we do because you're a man who wears his heart on his sleeve, and I absolutely love that about you. The authenticity is awesome. All right, so for those people who might have been under a rock, tell them a little bit about Russ Gibson.
Well, it's a real simple story. I was born and raised in Youngstown, Ohio. I was up there for the first 22 years of my life. At 17, I entered the United States Army and was honorably discharged a short while later for an accident or injury that occurred. It started my career in law enforcement. So I was a police officer in the Youngstown, Ohio area for 2 years before coming here to Osceola County in 1986. I applied only at the Osceola Sheriff's Office when I got here. The very first week that I was here, by the end of that week, I received my first interview, and it was on from there. So, I've worked anywhere at the sheriff's office. At the time, the sheriff ran the jail, and so I was hired as a correctional officer. That's where my career began, and then from there we moved into enforcement and everywhere that you can think of at the sheriff's office to just gain experience over the last 32 years. The last 4 years that I was there, I was the elected sheriff here in Osceola County, and I was honored to serve, the people that are here in this county that live here, and also those that visit here. So that's what a lot of people don't understand. Sometimes things happen to our visitors, and they need to have, these situations corrected as well. So, but I've been honored to do that.
I love it. I love the commitment to public service because that's what that is. Where did that commitment to public service come from? Were you raised in a family that gave back a lot? Where does that dedication to giving back to the community and being part of it come from?
Well, I was raised in a family that we didn't have hardly anything. So we received things from the community. We were on the receiving end of food baskets, boxes of food. We were on the receiving end of, bags of clothing to rummage through, to wear to, everyday events, school, whatever. And then raised in the church is where I really was shown, that you can have a great life, but you just have to work for it.
Yes.
That's all. And it's a commitment to, working for what you want and trying to set a goal and working towards that goal. And the only one that can stop you is yourself. There is no glass ceiling, I think, for anyone in America anymore. So, and that's really what it is. The foundation that I have is the church family really showed me what it was like to be a man, to be the best father I could be and husband, and to give back. That's why I keep giving back, because I receive so much, and I do it without thinking. It's not. It's just who I am.
You're a giving human being, which we need more of those in our world for sure. Tell me about being sheriff. What was it like as far as different from being an officer, police officer, and then having to lead an entire team, an entire agency, basically?
Mm-hmm.
What was that like? Was it what you were expected? Tell us a little bit about your tenure.
Ted, it was what I expected and so much more. When someone is elected to the sheriff's position, especially here in Osceola County, that's really all I can speak of. You have an idea of what it might be, but it's nothing like that at all. It is on the move, on the go, all the time. Everywhere you go, always be prepared to speak, and your job is never done. In the 4 years that I was sheriff, I didn't take a single vacation. I worked 7 days a week, 365 days a year. The only time that I wasn't in the county is when I had training with the other sheriffs, or if there was a death in the family that I had to travel to Ohio. But other than that, I was right here with the people, serving the people. It was almost like drinking out of a fire hose.
Yeah.
And as a deputy, as a detective, you receive your cases, you receive your calls for service, you handle those things, you write your report at the end of the day, you turn that in, you go home, and you can relax. You can take it easy, kick your feet up. You work 2 days on, you have 2 days off, and you look forward to those days off. I was jealous of deputies having days off because as a sheriff, I didn't have any days off. So every day was almost like the others. But my job was to make sure that our team had what they needed to complete the mission out there working in our community. And I will work tirelessly day and night to make sure that was done. And that's what I did in those 4 years that I was there. And I think that speaks volumes because when we look at the numbers that are reported to FDLE for our crime statistics, our crime rate went down in the 4 years that I was sheriff, 30.6%.
Wow.
And at the same time, our population in unincorporated Osceola rose more than 23%. To me, that's a commitment to community, and that was community buy-in. And that's what I'm going to bring back to the table when I'm reelected to this position.
Well, let's talk about that. So you were mentioning days off, and so you do your 4 years, and then you're not sheriff. Did you take any days off then? Did you have any relaxation? And if so, why in God's name are you coming back?
I did. I took time off to just reflect, and I thank God for the opportunity that I had received, because it was only through him that I received the opportunity. And I know that, and everything happens in his time. This is his world. We're only here for a short time before he calls us home. That's my belief. Other people don't believe that, and that's okay. But I believe that we're here for a short time. We do what we need to do here, and then we answer for those things when we go back across that bridge. And we're all going to do that. And that's what makes us all the same. So, the reason I want to come back is the heart to serve has never left me.
Yeah,
it's just there, and it's prominent. And I was at first I was undetermined what I was going to do. I started barbecuing. I started doing this. I started doing that. Things that I enjoyed and I loved. And so it really wasn't work for me as much as it was a hobby. It was relaxing. But an epiphany happened when a lot of people don't know. I worked for Sheriff Wayne Ivey over in Brevard County for a year. And I was one of the folks that overseeing the animal care center. So I learned a whole different role of law enforcement working for Sheriff Ivey, and what a team he has over there running that shelter, and their hearts to serve. Amazing. But while I was there working and I'm a team member, even though I was a supervisor, I'm helping the folks, walking the dogs, washing the clothes, the blankets that the dogs need to use. And I had just an epiphany while I was in the laundry room one day, and I held up some soiled linens and I said, "Is this where you want me? Is this where I'm supposed to be?" And right after that, a calmness came over to me and said, "You are supposed to be here, but I need you back as the sheriff of Osceola County."
I love it.
And I met with Sheriff Ivey and told him before anyone else did that I was going to run for sheriff again. And he stopped me cold in his tracks, and he pointed and he said, "Over there, right?" I said, "Of course, over there." I don't want to be sheriff of Brevard County. My heart is in Osceola. This is where it is, and this is where I'm going to be.
So what is family? I know you're a beautiful family. I know Scarlett. What does family think of you getting back in? Do they see that it's just when you have a heart for public service, you just can't, there's nothing you can do to bury that down. And so, how does your family feel about you running again?
They're supportive. Scarlett is the person who is by my side. She's my partner. I wouldn't be where I am today without her being not behind me. She's always been beside me. Yeah. We've been equals in this marriage and this commitment to each other. She's my best friend. Right. And I tell her those things, and I know she knows that. My son recently moved up to Wisconsin. He's getting ready to start law school at Marquette. Awesome. In August. So that'll be a 3-year commitment for him. And I'm excited for him. And he supports me even from there. Sure. Rachel, our youngest daughter, she just turned 18 years old. And, she's really excited. This is going to be the first year that she gets to vote.
That's right.
And she gets to vote for her dad. And that puts tears in my eyes because of the love that we have for one another. There's nothing like it in the world.
Agreed.
And so they're 100% supportive, and they know that I'm busy. I opened up a new security company, so I'm getting that established. We have a contract or two, and I'm working those with the security officers that I have. So I'm out doing that. I'm running a full-time campaign and anything in between with meetings and such. So I'm not burning the candle at both ends. I'm burning the entire candle at once.
I
But it's a great honor. It's
understand.
a great honor. So
Tell me what everybody who comes back or runs for office again. I always like to ask, like, is there one particular thing in your mind that you would like to implement or change or address? Or because Osceola, people underestimate not only the physical size of Osceola,
yes,
but the amount of people who go in and out of there on a daily basis from all over the world. So
yes.
is there one particular thing that you would like to try to address first after the election?
Well, I know that in my mind, I'm running this campaign with a small team of folks, and I believe wholeheartedly that we're going to win this race. And if I didn't believe that, I wouldn't run this race. I'm not going to bash the person that's there, but I see what's going on from the media reports and things that have transpired and the way that it seemingly was handled. I do have people inside the agency that I don't want to say they report to me because they're not my spies, but I have a lot of people at the office sending me instant messages and private messages, just telling me things that are going on there that the media doesn't know about. And what I want to do is really restore the faith and trust in the sheriff's office with the people that work there. Their administrative command staff is going to be right there with them. It's not going to be about me or a group of people. It's going to be about all of us. As I would be the elected sheriff, the people that work there make up the sheriff's office.
Right.
They are the office, and you have to make sure that you're not stealing their little bit of recognition that they get from working these cases. You have to make sure that they have buy-in. They want to believe in their administrative command staff. I think that's missing there right now from the reports that I'm receiving. And that has to be returned. If we're going to get morale up, and I know from the 4 years that I was there, you can't make everyone happy as hard as you might try.
What? How is that possible?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's just something that, and it was a hard thing to realize. I thought we'd all come together, but it didn't. No matter what we did, there were still naysayers and complainers. Yeah. That's just the way it is. So we're going to work hard to reestablish the trust from our inner office and then also from our surrounding counties and agencies. I don't want to be known as a rogue agency, an agency that does it this way. Listen, we do it different because we're Osceola. No, we have rules and regulations. We have standard operating procedures. We have laws, federal laws and state statutes that we follow, and they're for all of us.
Yes.
All of us. It's not a set of rules for the citizens and a different set of rules for law enforcement. Agreed. Accountability is everything. So when I swear people in that day for their 4 years that they're going to be working with me, I'm going to tell everyone here has a clean slate. We're all starting new. We're fresh, and we're going to do great things. You're going to see that we're going to turn our agency around and start moving forward again, and instead of in reverse. And that's what I think's been happening to the agency. It's gone in reverse for the past 3.5, almost 4 years.
So when is the election?
Election takes place on August 20th,
okay,
2024.
Months.
Yep. So, and early voting starts August 5th. So that's really when the voting begins. And you're going to see us at the polls, holding signs and waving just to let you know that we're here. I buy into Osceola County. I wasn't born and raised here, but this is my county. Yeah. This is my children's hometown. This is my wife's hometown. And I moved here in 1986, 38 years ago. And I've been here and I'm not leaving. So, and I'm going to serve the people that I'm encountering one way or another. God's put me here to serve. And until I can't do that anymore, that's when I'll be done.
That's when you'll be done. All right. How can they get involved in your campaign or learn more about you, Russ?
Well, I tell you, it's real simple. I don't hide anything. I put my phone number right out there. So if you want to call me, it's 321-746-7036. That's my private cell phone number. Listen, that was my number before I was sheriff. While I was sheriff, it's my number today. It'll be my number moving forward. So write that down, and you can always text me or call me. When people do that, I meet with you. I talk with you. I don't send people to do that in my stead. you elect me, you have a right to meet with me. And I look forward to meeting with all of you. So you can contact me at my website, which is just russ4sheriff.com. We're on Facebook as Russ Gibson for Sheriff. And then my personal Facebook page is just, Russ Gibson. But contact me. We're looking for folks all the time to help. We're going to be putting our signs up here shortly. We're going to come all around our county, 1,506 square miles, Osceola County.
That's great.
And I know Ted mentioned about the people that are here. I think the last census put us over 400,000 residents. And I think it's more than that. And then with our tourists that are here and visitors, we probably have up to 750,000 people here on any given day.
Yep.
And so we want to make sure that we're there to serve you. When you call, we want to be there. When you call 911, you should never receive an answer machine. And that's happened. And seconds means lives. And in one incident that I was just made aware of, they called 911 for the sheriff's office. They were at Cobblestone Apartments. I won't mention any names, which is right across the street from the sheriff's office. And they called 911 3 times. 3 times it went to a voicemail or answer machine. And they actually called the Orange County Sheriff's Office, got through to them and asked them to patch them through to the Osceola Sheriff's Office so they could get an ambulance on the way. And it took almost 35, 40 minutes for the ambulance to get there. And
wow.
the gentleman passed away from a heart attack. So seconds means lives. And
seconds means lives.
Those little things like that, no way should that ever gone to an answer machine on a 911 call. But
I am sure we will have people comment on that or try to answer that. And I encourage you to try to answer that, my friends out there. All right, my friend, I appreciate you. I much love to you and your family. Running for sheriff is the one and only Russ Gibson. Find Russ at russ4sheriff.com or on social media. You can call him at that phone number or text him anytime. I appreciate you being on the show, brother. Many prayers for you. I'm excited for you for August. So
thank you, Ted.
Love to your family.
An honor to be here today, and thank you for having me. And I look forward to continuing my service.
Awesome. All right. Thank you, guys. Get involved, you all. You have an opportunity to vote. It's time to exercise that opportunity.
Absolutely.
We'll see you guys soon.